anyone who goes for long rides knows that you just can't fit everything into your jersey pockets. And while we don't advocate massive saddlebags, this is what and how we think you should pack in a neat little saddlebag like this one from Topeak. So the essentials are, of course, inner tubes. 2 if you ride on your own, or just 1 if you ride in a group. You can always blag another one. A tyre lever. Now, hopefully you can get your inner tubes out without using a tyre lever, but it's so small and light, you might as well throw one in there anyway. Then a multi-tool with selection of Allen keys and essentially a chain tool. Some people take power links instead of a chain tool to fix their broken chains, but personally I think there are so many different ways that a chain breaks that these cannot fix that I leave them out and I just take one of these. This multi-tool needs to be wrapped in something, because otherwise if you leave it in your saddlebag rubbing away against your inner tube for months on end, when you get this out, this could end up having a hole in it. So either wrap it in a rag or stick it in a little pouch like that one. So those are your essentials. You can fix, I think, probably 99% of roadside problems with just that. But if you do have room for more, this is what we think you could also take. Patches and glue. So if you're having a super unlucky day and you run out of spare inner tubes, that is always a good idea. Zip ties, super light and extremely useful. If you can, get reusable ones, but stick them in your saddlebag for emergencies. Then, bit of a strange one this one, slightly poncy, but latex gloves. Now, if you've got white bar tape and you're a little bit slack at cleaning your bike, then sticking a pair of gloves on when you're changing your tube or you're faffing around with a broken chain is going to stop your hands getting really oily. Likewise, wet wipes. One or the other, I would suggest. Now, a bit of a contentious one, this one, but first aid kit. The further you ride and the further afield you ride, then the more important this is. But I don't actually know of anyone personally who does take a first aid kit with them when they ride. The only time I've ever needed medical assistance, unfortunately, I've needed an ambulance. So that's not really going to have done much good for me. But having said that, it probably is sensible. Now, of course, there are loads of other things that you can stuff in a saddlebag, but I'm not entirely sure that you necessarily should do. So, CO2 cartridges, for example. Some people love them. I personally would go for a mini pump every time. Now, I know you're thinking this is probably a little bit on the small side, but this is my theory. It doesn't get used more than it does get used. Therefore, I would rather it was designed to fit neatly in my jersey pocket than saves me an extra minute when pumping up my tyres. So that lives in my jersey pocket. Spare parts. Well, yeah, you can take all sorts of other spare bits and bobs for your bike, but what's wrong with a bit of bike maintenance before you go? That should avoid almost all mechanical problems on the roadside, so there's no excuse. Now, another one, loose change. We've all ridden with someone who takes loose change in their saddlebag, and so they end up sounding like a cutlery drawer when they ride. Don't take loose change in your saddlebag. Food, jersey pocket. And finally, although the rules state that European posterior mount satchels are forbidden, we all know that true style comes from knowing the rules and then choosing which ones to break. So, saddlebag etiquette then. Go small, pack light, and keep on top of your bike maintenance to avoid any unfixable mechanical problems out on the roadside. Now, of course, this is just what we take on long rides, but let us know in the comments section if you think we've missed anything absolutely vital out. And then, as well as having the right tools with you, you also need to know how to use them to get yourself home. So, 2 videos that you might want to check out are how to fix your chain at the roadside or how to get home if you've broken your rear derailleur. Cool, finally, all you've got left to do is subscribe to GCN, and to do that, why not just click on my European posterior mount satchel, just over here. Nice one.